You're listening to an audio version of Changing the World by Restless Modern. If you're interested in reading the full post, go to rm.substack.com. 5-second summary. The Chinese government is forcibly interning, re-educating, i.e. brainwashing, and torturing Uyghurs, a largely Muslim ethnic group from northwestern China. Read this manga by Tomomi Shimizu to learn the story of Miracle Tursun. I was planning to write this week's post about the purposes of changing the world, the thing you're reading right now, as well as my strategy and vision for Restless Modern moving forward. Given the escalating situation in Xinjiang and the increasingly large space it has been occupying in my mind, that seemed inappropriate. While Changing the World is not meant to be a consistently heavy publication, focusing on the things that matter to me both on a micro, personal level and a macro, global level will be a recurring theme. Mattering is a powerful impetus for art, but more importantly for change. So, what is happening? Disclaimer, I'm in no way a geopolitical scholar, and I intend to let the truth stand on its own with the support of credible sources. A highly reductionist summary of what I'm referencing if you are unaware. The Chinese government is forcibly interning, re-educating, i.e. brainwashing, and torturing Uyghurs, a largely Muslim ethnic group from northwestern China, at least 1 million of them. This recent BBC article, linked in the full version, provides some quick context, and documents leaked from the Chinese government to the ICIJ have confirmed the presence and nature of these camps. While 23 countries in the UN have issued a statement against these camps, 54 countries of the body have issued a statement in support of the internments as a, quote, counterterrorism measure. What now? China is the world's second largest economy by measure of GDP, with the third place runner falling more than $8 trillion behind. Number one is the United States at $21.5 trillion. When one of the most powerful countries on earth is flagrantly violating the international standards of human rights and vehemently defending their actions, what is the best next step? The more relevant question for my purposes, as an individual who is not a citizen of the Chinese state, where does my responsibility start and end in this? I don't have an answer to that question, but I do have a few thoughts. I think that drawing false moral equivalencies is both counterproductive and disrespectful. I think that Mark Twain's quote of, "History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes," has become more relevant than ever in 2019. I think that awareness matters and that education can lead to impact. I think that while the actions of a lone individual may not have practical implications for this situation, they likely have moral and ethical ones. I think that America, as the only country in the world right now with more economic firepower than China, has a serious burden of responsibility to step forward and create pressure. I think that, as a member of the developed world, the privileges that I have been afforded through the cosmic geographic lottery can lead to a dangerous complacency. I think that consumers and governments need to carefully consider the economic impacts of their choices. And in the full version, there's a link to an interesting article on NPR there. We end with a story. I also believe in the importance of personalizing important issues. This is at the core of art's power, not only to create awareness, but to inspire an emotional response that serves as a call to action. This manga by Tomomi Shimizu, linked in the full version, which has been translated into English, has been gaining popularity. It tells the story of Miracle Tursun, who suffered at the hands of the Chinese state. I highly recommend viewing that English translation. Thank you for listening to this episode of Changing the World by Restless Modern. If you're interested in subscribing or reading the full written posts, go to rm.substack.com.